For all your Roto-World player news, go to NBCSports.com. And some more somewhat breaking news. Drake Maye is expected to start Sunday against the Texans here, Jay. Kind of an odd timing for a player they've been so keen on protecting. The Texans defense, I mean, they were massacring Caleb Williams not that long ago. This is a good defense and a tough test for the rookie.
Yeah, if Josh Allen goes 9 for 30 against the Texans defense, Drake Maye goes 3 for 30. It's tough to go up against Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, and D'Amico Ryans' defense. But at the same time, like, I'm very much of the school of there's never going to be a perfect time to throw him in. At some point, he has to face NFL defenses. Yeah, and here's the other thing too, like, all right, you're going to wait for the offensive line to be great? Well, it's not going to be great the rest of this year. Might not be good this year. Yeah, what do I wait till 2028? Trade for Penei Sewell? Like, what are you doing?
I felt like he should have played week 1, to be honest. Like, look, you were a number 3 overall pick. That means your team's not good. Jaden Daniels, his team wasn't that good, but you make the players better. We saw it with C.J. Stroud last year. Like, let's see what these rookies got. You get better by playing, and I always say that for all of these first and second year quarterbacks. Let them play through their first year or two. Like, let's see what the kid got. Let's see if he could be successful with whatever deficiencies that they have. Like, you just never know until they play, and it seems that now in week 6 they ready to see that.
Yep. Tweet from Kevin Cole, who does great work on Substack, Unexpected Points. Here's the PFF pass blocking rankings for some of the great rookie seasons of recent vintage. Stroud, 19th. Justin Herbert, 30th ranked O-line for pass blocking. Andrew Luck, 22nd. Cam Newton, 23rd. Like, generally, if you're taking a superstar quarterback at the top of the draft, you probably don't have an amazing offensive line. So I think, it makes sense to just get him out there. But fantasy-wise, Connor, how effective do you think he can be this week and going forward?
This week, I would not play him unless you're really desperate. And in our league of assholes, a lot of us are really desperate at the QB2 spot. But, you look at where they're throwing him in right now, right? They've lost 4 games in a row. He's got the Texans. I wouldn't even think about starting him in this one. But you look against the Jaguars in the London game. I know they're getting some help with Tyson Campbell coming back, but that's a vulnerable defense. And then, it kind of gets tough again with the Jets and the Titans. But when it comes down to it with Drake Maye, what I expect is at least more running, right? He's a guy that'll look to break the pocket and maybe make a play down the field or even take off with his legs because that offensive line is going to struggle so much. And Lawrence, this is an offense that there hasn't been a lot of opportunity for big plays, but it feels like Drake Maye will take the chances and hunt them, where Jacoby Brissett was much more conservative and played it safe.
Yeah, and that's crazy, too, because last year we saw Jacoby Brissett come in for the Commanders and let it rip, right? But I don't think that's what the Patriots wanted him to do. You said it. What Drake Maye will do is he'll break that pocket, and we've seen it this year all along. All these quarterbacks, when stuff breaks down, being able to use that mobility to get outside, keep the eyes down the field to make a play that way. But unless it's super flex and then you are in this league of assholes, he's probably not a starter for this week. You just said it. Josh Allen had himself a hell of a day, and not in a good way, with this Texas defense. So I like it from a football standpoint. Just him getting in there, having C.J. Stroud on the other side. Like, this is what you want. Like, remember when Will Levis came in last year and threw 4 touchdowns for the Vikings? Like, Drake Maye, young man, you have the chance to do that, and this is a picture of us.
Our text, this is our Fantasy League text thread right now. As backup producer Pete said, Drake Maye will start Sunday every other league. No one cares. The League of Assholes. Everybody is fighting to claim Drake Maye because for some odd reason we are a super flex league. So at this time of year, people are spending incredible amounts of fab. And for that reason, producer Damien, Michelle Pfeiffer Hall Pass, drinks for free. Because I believe he spent $36.
So he throwing them right in the lineup.
Yes, of a $100 budget, not a $1,000 budget. $36.
And he might done spit some of that $100 already.
Right. This was
Maybe.
it.
Yeah.
This was it.
So this is your
Risk
guy.
it all for Drake Maye.
Yeah. I guess the thing with this is, with rookie quarterbacks, we talk so much about their context and what kind of weapons they have and how's the O-line. Like, it's mostly just going to come down to, is he any good or not from the start, right?
Man.
Because that's what it determines. Like, and no one thought that Jaden Daniels had great weapons or a great O-line coming into this season. Jaden Daniels has been arguably the best quarterback in football through the first 5 weeks. And look, same thing with Stroud last year. Everyone's like, oh, Stroud's in a disaster situation. Think about how bad C.J. Stroud looked in week 1 last year against Baltimore. It's like, this is going to be a disaster. C.J. Stroud figured it out. Now, I would guess that the average outcome is Drake Maye is probably not going to be amazing, because it doesn't seem like he's the type of prospect who is going to walk in and be CJ Stroud from day one. But there are worlds where he is just really, really good.
In some other news, Derek Carr with that oblique injury is expected to miss multiple games right now. Mike Garafolo of NFL Network has said Spencer Rattler is a strong candidate to start. Lawrence, you were saying earlier, you prefer Rattler in the spot, especially if it's for an extended stretch, which it sounds like it could be.
Yeah, and just like we talked about with Drake Maye, the mobility that's there, Spencer Rattler will give you a lot of that. He will give you some, like, he could give you some of that YOLO type of football.
For sure.
But when he locks in, he could be pretty good. Remember, this is the guy who was playing with Xavier Legette all of last season, resurrected his career. He could get the ball downfield. So we kind of like that, for both of these Saints wide receivers. So, and we've seen a little bit of Jake Haener, last year there. So, if it is Spencer Rattler, which is not concrete yet,
no,
right?
Not yet.
If it is Spencer Rattler, I would say you would have better upside for the Saints passing game, because if he does turn the ball over like most rookies do, that's not affecting our wide receivers, right? So you just want guys who could get him the ball effectively.
Yeah.
Especially against the Bucs.
Yeah, definitely. Very favorable matchup, at least in terms of the secondary, though at the same time, you probably, in a nutshell, wouldn't want to be making your first start against Todd Bowles, just with all the crazy blitzing that he does now. Didn't work at all, and hasn't really worked that much this season, but still, in theory, a difficult aspect there. But I think the issue kind of with the Saints at the moment is just that the offensive line has just collapsed.
Yeah.
Where Eric McCoy goes down, arguably the best lineman that they have, and then Cesar Ruiz is down, and then all of a sudden, like, they were just under siege a little bit against the Chiefs, and just doesn't feel like they have the magic of the first 2 weeks.
It feels like with the McCoy injury, the dam broke a little bit. The first 2 weeks, something we talked about a lot was their offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, was doing a good job keeping Carr out of these true deep drop back situations. But it's football. At some point, you're going to be in a natural static offense and drop back, and then they can't pass protect to do that.
Yeah, I think in week 2 against the Cowboys, which feels like a long time ago for the Saints should have started the season 4-0.
Right.
That was a travesty they lost the Falcons game. They deserve to lose the Eagles game on balance, but at the same time, like, if they don't give up the 65-yarders that Dallas got it, they probably win that game. But in that Cowboys game, they had 3 pure dropbacks the entire game. Everything else was either a run, a screen, or a play-action pass, and it just doesn't feel like – it feels like that smoke and mirrors act has been solved a little bit, and the McCoy going down has really hurt.
It really has. All right, let's talk about some of the injuries that we're tracking early in the week. As we get more practice reports, we'll stay all over these. Anthony Richardson is still dealing with the oblique. Keep an eye on him, but if he's ready to go, obviously he'll start over Joe Flacco. Aaron Rodgers has a low ankle, and they have the extra day with Monday Night Football. He is expected to play. Russell Wilson has been ramping up his workload with the calf injury that goes all the way back to the summer. Malik Neighbors, we're waiting to hear if he can get out of concussion protocol after missing his first game of his NFL career last week. We'll see if he avoids missing a second one. Joe Mixon, not a lot of clarity from D'Amico Ryans on that ankle. Zach Moss also dealing with an ankle. It could be a huge Chase Brown week. Devin Singletary missed last week with the groin. It helped Tyrone Tracy have his first real action of his NFL career. We'll see if that continues. And Evan Ingram could be on his way back out with the hamstring injury.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.